Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to winter in Moscow. Look how dark it is. It's just gone 5 p.m. and it's already dark. Today we're going to go for an apartment tour, and it's very close to where we're standing right here. Let's go check it out. Because it's a little bit dark, it's perhaps a little bit difficult to get a grasp of where we are here. And this is the district of Krasnogorsk. And perhaps most people may know the area for Krokos City Expo Center, or the very large shopping center there as well, which is just across the river from where I am. This is a very nice little precinct right by the apartment. There's some supermarkets, cafes, there's lots of little shops and more supermarkets, and a very nice spot. Let's head around to the apartment and go and check it out. Krasnogorsk is a very well-known suburb in the northwest of Moscow, and there is a lot of apartments in this area where I'm immediately standing. It's a little bit more difficult being in the night, but it's no worries at all. So there is a very large population that live in this immediate area. There is actually a car park right underneath the building right here. You can see some cars going in, and then where we want to go is the apartment just off in the distance there. The actual complex itself is made up of a series of different buildings. It is technically a gated area, and cars don't come into this immediate territory. There is actually a few children's playgrounds as well nearby. So although there is actually roads, there's no cars that are passing around here. And this is the building where we're going to see right here. Very tall building. If you're watching one of my videos for the first time, I'm an Australian who lives here in Moscow region. Where I am actually here is actually 2 hours from my house, but it's very easy to get here by train or metro. The actual nearest metro station to where I'm standing is Mikino, which is immediately by Krokos City. It's around about a 20-minute walk, depending on how quick you want to walk or how much you want to enjoy the river as you walk over there. There is also a suburban train station about 12 minutes from here, and that's also nice and close if you don't have your own transport. However, the videos you're watching are from my perspective, and perhaps you might want to check out some others on the playlist. It's generally about Russian typical life. So I hope you enjoy this video and others on the channel. Into the apartment, there's actually a PIN code that you use to get in. You can also call up to the apartment as well to make it a little bit easier. We've already got the door open, and just like that, we come into the lobby, Здравствуйте, and there is actually concierge here, which is very nice. I like the artwork on the floor. Have a look at all the different paintings. There's also a Christmas tree as well. Maybe there should be a sofa or two here, but that's not a problem at all. How nice is this? It's like a art explosion. I wonder, just looking at the documents on the wall here, these are all the documents for the building, if you need to call somebody or find out something. Art Public Towers. That probably makes sense where that references. I wonder if somebody is selling paintings here. That's really nice. And then everybody's letterboxes. I've talked about this quite a lot on videos. They're not overly used in Russia. Pretty much the only thing that you'll get through your letterbox is bills. And that's about it. We have to thank my friend Earl for showing us his apartment or studio apartment. He's actually visiting from overseas. And this apartment is actually available for daily rental, and very similar to Airbnb. However, that's not in Russia. There is other apps that you can get, and the actual building itself is 43 floors, and we're going to be going up to the 24th floor. We're just having a look at which one's coming first. I think we've got 3 available, and it's coming very soon. And just like that, we're here on the 24th floor. Earl has actually walked ahead of me to head on inside, and the artwork continues. And it's very nice. I like this darker look. It's almost moody. I think that's the right word to use. So I'm very curious about the company and their choices that they've done with the art everywhere and the way that the floors are coated and covered. Now the doors are all partially open, which is not a problem. And a few left and rights, and we're just about there. For this video, what I'll do is at the end of the video, I'll talk you through the prices that this would rent for. And what I'll do is I'll explain it based on the daily price for rent. And you can also rent this long term as well, which would be a traditional monthly rental. So if you might want to put your guesses in the comments, you could do that now. Or at the end of the tour, I'll explain it more in detail for you. So heading on inside, what's very interesting with this studio apartment is it's actually one studio where we're going to go into right here, but it's been divided into two separate studios. So this is actually the cleaning equipment. Because it's daily rental, basically someone will come at the end of the rental of the apartment. So there is a room on this side or an apartment on this side. Now to get into the apartment, if you were to daily rental the place, there is actually the lock boxes right here. So you'd come in through the first door and then you'd use the little dials for the pin, and then there'll be a key inside which you would open the apartment with right here. Now I've actually done this ahead of time to make it much easier. I've talked forever in all videos about taking your shoes off when you visit somebody's house. Regardless if it's your family, your friends, your neighbors, you take your shoes off. So there is actually a little corridor here as you walk in. You can put your coats. There's always going to be a mirror in every apartment. And the total area of this apartment is right on 20 square meters. It includes the bathroom, which is off on the right hand side here. So as you come in, we've got the kitchen on the right, and then the bed. Now, depending on the type of studio apartment, you may either have a full-size bed like you see here. This is a normal queen-size bed, or you would have a sofa bed or a traditional sofa that would fold out to a bed, and that way you'd actually have more room here in the middle. And then there's a TV up on the wall showing some Russian TV shows. Now the main thing that we want to see is the view. Now if I switch the lights off a little bit here, so there is actually a table and chairs, and this view out over Krasnogorsk is absolutely beautiful. If I'm saying the name of the place wrong, please correct me in the comments. So we're up on the 24th level. Off in the distance you can see Moscow city. It's just off, well, in the distance, it's a fair way away. And then all of these apartment buildings wrapped around, and then there's playgrounds and there's schools downstairs. There's a lot of small shops and supermarkets. And then with the lights off like this, it's actually a little bit moody because the only light on it is from the extractor fan for the kitchen. Let me just switch these back on again so it just gives us a good idea. So the kitchen is, I think I would consider it a kitchenette, fridge, and then the cupboards, microwave, kettle, all the basic things you need. Now what's really interesting with this place, because it's daily rental, it actually has a fridge with food inside, and whatever you eat you can pay for. There is actually a menu or a list, or it says you can actually just replace it, which is really nice. And this is all things that are bought from the local shop. And how nice is that, that you can actually just eat something, replace it. I've not seen that before in other apartments that I've done tours in. You barely see that in hotels now. So this is the table and chairs right here. And then there's a closet. So you can put clothes and things like that in here. No problems at all. And then because it's a studio apartment split into two, so this would have been a larger, somewhere around about 50 square meter apartment. That's where the step comes in, because the pipes and the services from the bathroom would come from one direction or the other. And that's the only way around being able to do that. And then the bathroom, all the things you need. As I've shown in many videos before, there is the washing machine in the bathroom. Very typical and very standard. And then this over the washing machine sink as well, which is just designed for the space. And then shower, toilet, all the basic things. Nothing fancy, nothing elaborate, but it's all about the cost for the daily rental. It's all about the location, that view out the window. And I think as somewhere to come and stay for a few days or a week, I think it's perfectly suitable. Just need to maybe not look at the wallpaper so much. Let me know what you think of the wallpaper. Earl and I are a little bit divided about the wallpaper being a little bit strong. Is that the right word? So yeah, what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to head on downstairs and I'm going to talk you through the price of this and let you know about the price for daily rental and monthly rental. So I'm actually back at home now, and I thought I'd go through the prices of the studio apartment. Now, Earl was renting that daily, and very much similar to what Airbnb would do around the world. That doesn't exist in Russia. There's other platforms. The one that he rented off was called Avito. I will actually put the link to the listing in the description of the video. So it might be interesting if you're coming to Russia and you're interested in doing daily rentals. There are literally thousands of apartments in Moscow and all over Russia that you can get on daily rentals. You will even be able to negotiate cheaper prices if you rent for more than 7 days or more than 14 days. And it's a great way to come to Russia and not necessarily stay in a hotel. So it's a good option where you've actually got a kitchenette, you've got your own private apartment basically, versus going into a hotel and you've got all of the local things nearby. And again, it was in Krasnogorsk, which is in the northwest of Moscow. Very well known for Crocus City, the convention center and shopping center. It's a huge place. I've done quite a lot of videos there before. I've been to a lot of the different conventions. So you might want to check out some of them on the playlist. Now, the daily rental for that studio apartment, keep in mind it was 19 square meters. I do have some statistics right here, so I'm not having to remember so many things. It was on the 24th floor. There really was quite a view from the window. Of course, it was at nighttime when I was there, so it was a little bit hard to get a good idea of the surrounding area. However, the river was very close by as well. It's actually a really nice place to live. I can see why a lot of people like that area of Moscow, and the fact that the train is very close by. The walk to the metro is about 20 minutes, depending on how fast you are. So the rental is 2,700 rubles per night. And depending on how long you rent it for, you might be able to get it a little bit cheaper. You can actually contact the leasee directly. I think that's the right term for it. Now, if you want to convert that into other currencies, I will put the exchange rate right up above me here. $26.34 US per night, 25.64 euros. And then in Great British pounds, which is what Earl was paying because he's from England, £21.64. And I think he was coming for 7 or 10 days. I'll have to ask him. I don't remember myself now. So yeah, very reasonably priced. Of course, it was a studio apartment, so it was really ideal for him to come and stay there. Of course, you could stay as a couple or with somebody else. You'd want something a little bit larger if you came with more people or kids, for instance. But I think it was a great option for him, and he enjoys and knows that area very well, having traveled to Russia before. So yeah, I hope you like this walk around of a daily rental apartment. Now, I don't have any prices of that for sale or for long-term rent because it was purely listed as a daily rental. So I think it's interesting to see that as an alternative to some of the other apartment tours on the channel. Yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments the price and how it might compare to something that you might rent where you live, or perhaps if you've traveled somewhere, how reasonable you think that is compared to other cities around the world. If you want to follow me on Telegram, the link to my channel is coming up right here, just above me right here. And then if you want to watch another video, I'll put one on the channel, or I'll get one to pop up right now so you can watch that and you can keep traveling with Russell. Okay, everybody, I'm off on another adventure. Bye.